The bottle arrives at your table before the food does. It has a celebrity name on the label, a clean volcanic story on the back, and a price that feels like a compliment to whoever ordered it. But that bottle took 7 years to grow. Not to distill, not to age, to grow in the volcanic red clay of the Jalisco highlands, under a sun that does not negotiate with market demand. The blue Weber agave, the only plant legally permitted to make tequila, requires between 6 and 8 years in the ground before it builds up enough sugar, roughly 40 to 42 degrees Brix, a measure of sugar, to produce a spirit worth drinking. You cannot rush it. You cannot fund it faster. Biology doesn't care about business deals. Then the celebrities arrived. George Clooney, Dwayne Johnson, 100 smaller names with 100 bigger marketing budgets. Demand for premium tequila exploded, and farmers across Jalisco responded the only way farmers can. They planted. Agave prices spiked to 32 Mexican pesos per kilogram at the speculative peak in 2022. Fields were stripped. New plants went in the ground. And then everyone waited. Because waiting is the only option biology offers. The market could not wait. The market never waits. The plants matured. All of them. By end of 2024, Mexico was drowning in agave, and the surplus had translated into over 500 million liters of tequila inventory sitting in warehouses across the state. The industry calls it the Tequila Lake. The farm gate price for blue agave has since collapsed to under 5 Mexican pesos per kilogram, a 94% decline from that 2022 peak. Farmers who planted at the height of the boom are now selling at a loss so severe it does not cover the cost of the harvest. This is not a market correction. It is a structural trap built into the biology of the plant itself. A 7-year lag between the signal and the supply, between the celebrity endorsement and the mature piña in the ground. When demand spikes, the legal supply cannot respond in time. When supply finally arrives, the demand has already moved on. The gap between demand spike and supply flood, filled by something dark. Something always fills a vacuum. And as of February 5th, 2026, we know exactly what filled this one. The biology created the gap. The cartel industrialized it. On that morning, federal forces moved into the town of Tequila, Jalisco, and arrested the mayor. Not a farmer, not a cartel foot soldier. The mayor, Diego Rivera Navarro, the elected head of the municipality, whose name the entire industry carries. The operation was called Operación en Hombre, and the charge was not corruption at the margins. It was running a CJNG-backed extortion ring from inside City Hall itself. The system was elegant, in the way that all institutional crime is elegant. Rivera Navarro allegedly identified the largest, most legally exposed target in the region, Jose Cuervo, the Beckley Company, the world's biggest tequila producer. And he used the one weapon a mayor actually holds: zoning law. The threat was simple: pay, or we find a reason to shut your production facilities down. The initial demand was 60 million pesos. Beckley settled at 17 million pesos. Cheaper than the lawyers. Cheaper than the downtime. The records exist. What Operación en Hombre exposed is not an isolated shakedown. It is the visible tip of a system that runs the entire length of the supply chain. From the volcanic soil where the agave grows to the municipal office where the permits are signed. The CJNG, the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, does not just operate beside the tequila industry. It taxes it. The mechanism has a name: Derecho de Piso, the right of floor, a protection payment enforced across agave growing territory in Jalisco. Farmers pay it in thousands of US dollars per hectare. Not once, every season. The enforcement tool is the night harvester, a coordinated crew that can strip a mature agave field, plants that took 7 years to grow, in under 4 hours. No machinery, no noise, gone. The farmer who pays the Derecho de Piso keeps his crop. The farmer who does not pays a different price. He arrives at dawn to find root holes where his harvest used to be. The cartel does not need to threaten violence when the biology does the threatening for them. 7 years of growth, 4 hours to erase it. This is not the shadow economy operating beside the legal one. The Derecho de Piso is a tax system. It has rates, it has enforcers, it has a collection mechanism, and it has consequences for non-payment. The arrest of a sitting mayor on February 5th, 2026, was not the beginning of this story. It was the first time the truth became visible. Meanwhile, Teremana, Dwayne Johnson's tequila brand, is expanding into more than 20 new global markets. Japan, France. The bottle with the volcano on the label is moving into every premium spirits aisle on Earth, carried by one of the most recognizable faces in the world. The marketing is flawless, the timing is extraordinary, and the agricultural system that is supposed to produce the raw material for that bottle is now partially controlled by the Jalisco New Generation Cartel. The mechanism is called a paper distillery. It is a licensed, legally registered tequila production facility. It has a CRT, Tequila Regulatory Council, certification number. It files its paperwork. It exists on every official registry. What it does not have is a legitimate agave supply. Instead, it processes conflict agave, plants stolen from unprotected fields by night harvesters, or harvested from farms whose owners paid the Derecho de Piso and whose crop is therefore cartel adjacent by definition. The stolen plant enters a legal facility. A legal certificate exits. The bottle on the shelf has no memory of the field it came from. The supply chain launders itself. In 2026, lawsuits filed in U.S. federal courts against Casamigos, the brand co-founded by George Clooney, now owned by Diageo, allege something specific and measurable. That the tequila inside the bottle contains non-agave sugars, added to mask some bottles using immature agave piña, heart, harvested far too early. Not 6, not 8, 2. The biological minimum for premium tequila is not a preference. It is the entire chemical basis of the product. A 2-year-old piña does not have the sugar density to produce what the label promises. Something else was added to make it taste like it did. That bottle arrived at your table before the food. You paid a premium price for a premium story. The volcanic highlands, the generational craft, the celebrity endorsement that implied someone with something to lose had verified the contents. The lawsuit says the contents did not match the story, and the story was the only thing you were actually buying. The cartel did not need to put its name on the label. It just needed to be in the supply chain before the label was printed. The tequila industry sold you biology as a luxury. 7 years of volcanic soil, highland rain, and a plant that cannot be rushed. That was the product. What the lawsuits allege, what the paper distilleries confirm, and what the arrest of a sitting mayor makes undeniable is this. In a significant portion of bottles leaving Jalisco right now, the biology was replaced. 2 years instead of 7. The bottle looks the same. If you subscribe to Leviathan Files, the next time a celebrity hands you a bottle and tells you it took years to make, you will know exactly which years to ask about.